Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Jeevan San. And this is episode 3 of How Not to Play Plan B Terraform. In the last episode, we were arranging sending of reinforced concrete and oxygen to the various cities. And today we are going to concentrate on Tianjin. But looking at the conditions right now, the flow is horrible. And for now, there is no flow of steel to the reinforced concrete systems. So let's fix that. Connecting by the roads. I place a new depot to collect the steel from the location and sending trucks to them. As you can see above, our objective is to get 350 people in the largest city. So currently we are at 325 or 327. Gathering more steel here. Connecting reinforced concrete to the road. And like I said, New Tianjin is loaded with old concrete and which is required to be sent back to the factories to make reinforced concrete. So I place a base for reinforced concrete and proudly present why it's called How Not to Play This Game. I have forgotten the base rules of what to do. Okay, so I have made a flow of reinforced concrete, given trucks to that road system, then try to edit it, but for various reasons, I know that is a very bad idea. See, just a short route between two unnecessary holes. I keep on forgetting why the concrete is not going back to the factories. I create a new route to the reinforced concrete movement to Tianjin. But as still nothing moves. Finally, I'm sending in reinforced concrete. As you can see, we have lost every unit of concrete that was being sent earlier on the trucks. But the depots are still carrying their concrete, full capacity. I am still not knowing what is wrong. But if you can see the road stop, it is still stuck at reinforced concrete, which has to be changed into concrete so that it can carry it back to the factories. You can see I'm being ridiculous. Finally, I recognize this is the flow that is needed. Finally, the issue with the reinforced concrete is fixed. So I make more factories to make the flow even faster. The green lights glowing on the depots show me it is perfectly fine to place my factory there. Now I place more depots to collect the concrete closer to the roads. You can see all the extractors have come to a stop because the depots are full. Some of them have become active because the flow of concrete has restarted. And we are now at 348 and voila, level 6 complete. Now our new objective is to increase the temperature of the planet by 1 degree. For that, we need greenhouse gases. But we are going to ignore it for now as we still need to send in reinforced concrete to the other cities. Right now, only Tianjin is the one successful. So let's fix the others. Now, we are going to change the place of interest to Hangzhou. You can already see the count of extractors has come down to 0. So I place a fresh factory to make more extractors. Before that, I keep a new road to send in the steel close to Hangzhou, where we can make the reinforced concrete. We are going to place new depots for the steel, the concrete, and the reinforced concrete. If you look up at the screen, current temperature is around minus 58 degrees Celsius, and our job is to bring it up to minus 57. Let's get back to the original job. As you can see, we are placing a new marker to take the concrete from Hangzhou to the factory. And we have placed a new depot for the reinforced concrete, learning from our mistakes. Now we notice that the extraction of sulfur has come to a complete standstill. There is nothing to collect anymore. So I removed everything at the place and restart by building new structures. From scratch. Now we repurpose the trucks to send in the concrete to the factories once again. As you can see, the concrete supply at the city has exhausted. So we delete the whole network coming from the city and concentrate on the supply of concrete from down south. But I have forgotten how to delete the network itself. I use various options, look up and down. Here I am trying to fix that issue, but to no avail. Finally, we locate the delete button. We place more factory to make the flow smoother. But the major issue that I have made is that we haven't placed a assembly machine to make the extractor. We just collect the steel needle. As you can see, Hangzhou is now green. It's collecting the reinforced concrete. Now we concentrate on placing extractors to collect more iron ore for the steel. And again, now the factories I come to an end, and we just have one assembly machine. We jump to the original place where we were constructing the factory and assembly machine, and we use the last assembly machine to make the factory. see the flow of machine part is still working well. Now that we have a factory, we immediately switch it to the assembly machine. Finally, we have an assembly machine that we can switch to making more factories. Now we have steady flow of assembly machines and factories, at least for now. Now that the engine is working perfectly well, we just concentrate on Dhaka. It only has standard issue concrete, and we prepare to go for the reinforced concrete. The production of sulfur has come to a full stop because of the lack of resources under the extractors, and the depots are full. Now we start using more extractors to collect sulfur and make concrete. I start removing all the extractor where there are no more sulfur. And place extractor where they are needed. The green markers tell me what are the best places. On the right, we can see Tiagen is showing red. Means something is wrong there. And once again, we look around for steel for the reinforced concrete, but everything here is stopped and it's loaded with unnecessary points. I remove all the extractors and the depots, which are of no use anymore. Once again, looking at the right, Tiagen is still at red, while Hangzhou is all good. We start afresh, and on the right side, where we are concentrating, is the extracted production system. I place more steel factories to move things around. Now up here, there are more extraction production system. Technically, we are completely forgetting Dhaka. All concentrate unity on this part. Speed things along, and we locate the single unit depot construction. I debate if it is still needed. There are still 116 units available. That too which we are not using. Now pausing the game, I concentrate on the production of steel and mechanical parts for future use. I'm still not thinking about Dhaka. That was my original intent. Now I'm going to be cutting apart where I waste time working on steel and mechanical parts, and I'll come back to when it is required. Finally, after a good 7 minutes, I come back to my senses and remember there is requirement of steel to make reinforced concrete that needs to go to Dhaka. Here as well, the production of concrete has come to an end because of the full sulfur, and the concrete depots are completely full, and majority of the extractors are also not working. I place a depot to receive the steel for the construction of reinforced concrete. I send in trucks from the extraction point to the factory. Considering how low the steel production is for the travel, and there is another location where the depot is full of steel. So I connect the two for easy transport. Considering that Dhaka is now full of concrete, we plan to move it back to the factory. So we switch the position of origin and destination for easy transportation and make a new route for the transportation of reinforced concrete. Now Dhaka is fully green, so the supply is almost perfect. We check on Hangzhou and see that the supply of concrete there is finished, and transportation of concrete from the base is still stuck. We make new plans for the production to continue. You can see the factory is loaded by trucks carrying steel, whereas the production area is still working on production of extractors. As the trucks come in, there is hardly any steel for them to take away. I place more extractors to keep the iron ore incoming. the production is completely stable for Hangzhou. And now we come back to Tianjin to see why it was shading red and now white again and again. We see the incoming of concrete is extremely slow. So we place another factory for reinforced concrete so that we can transport concrete from the other side which is next to it without the requirement of trucks. It's a perfect fit. We are now removing all the depots that were carrying concrete. But Dhaka has still a few units of concrete. So we wait for the concrete to empty before removing it. Expecting it to be finished, I immediately cut it and remove the light, forgetting that there are still some trucks that hasn't reached the factory. They quickly come out and reposition themselves next to the city. So now we have to break one more transport line to take away those containers. Now that the cities are being safely transported with uh, reinforced concrete and oxygen, we are ready to start the production of greenhouse gases. Before that, let's close this episode Like, share, and subscribe to Jeevan San. See you in the next one.